Do you use MyDesigns? And have you heard about the Printify integration? Well, if you haven't, you should probably go check it out because it's pretty exciting news in the world of MyDesigns and it's making my fulfillment process so much easier. Let's take a look at what is it like to fulfill an order through MyDesigns with the Printify integration these days. Welcome to Making Merch with Michelle, helping you design, sell, and scale your print-on-demand business. About 3 weeks ago, MyDesigns developed an integration with Printify, and it just made my world so much easier. Let's talk a little bit about what that looks like when it comes to fulfilling your orders through Printify with MyDesigns. Basically, MyDesigns is now a partner with Printify so that you can actually do all of your work in MyDesigns, but fulfill the orders with Printify as a print partner, just like you did before with the MyDesigns print partners that were already there. That has opened up a world of opportunity because now you have all of the fulfillment partners that Printify uses easily at your disposal. And if you're like me and do a lot of international orders, that is the print partners that I tend to go to the most. So before this integration, I would actually go into MyDesigns, set the order to handle manually, and then go over to Printify, bring up the order, attach the correct product, make sure the right design is attached to it, and then submit the orders through Printify. Now I can do that easily all within MyDesigns. The file is already there. I just have to select the new print partner and submit the order. Now, Printify is still doing all the back end billing and charging to you. So MyDesigns will actually just show that as free of charge because they are not doing any of the billing to you. But if you go over to your Printify account, you can actually submit the order for the final step there, and you will see all the billing that actually takes place in Printify, just like you did the order straight from Printify to begin with. This has made the workflow for fulfilling orders so much easier, especially if you're already using Printify as your print partner. Now, you do still need an account with Printify, and if you have the Printify Pro Premium plan, then you do still get those discount prices, just like you fulfilled an order directly through Printify to begin with. I just wanted to give you a quick little summary of how to fulfill your orders through MyDesigns with the Printify integration. So let's take a look and see what that looks like for us. Over here in MyDesigns, you're at your order screen. Pull up your order, and you'll see that when I originally submitted and published this order, I did it through MyDesigns. I selected a Gildan 6400, medium natural, and I sent that over to my Shopify account. Now, this would be the same if you send it to Shopify or Etsy or whichever platform that you're selling on. I selected MyDesigns in the beginning as my print fulfillment partner, but this order is not going to be for the United States. So let's say that this order instead is going to somewhere in Great Britain, somewhere in the UK. And I actually want to use one of the Printify fulfillment partners in order to fulfill this order. So what do I do? It's actually really, really simple. I'll go up here first to the edit button beside the variant section here. I'll bring that up. Now, by chance, if you needed to change the product even at this stage of the game, you can do that as well. So maybe your international orders don't have the Gildan 6400 that you need, and you choose a Bella 3001 instead. You can do that as well. But I am using the Gildan 6400. Now I'll go down here and you can see that it is set to the medium natural and it's being fulfilled by MyDesigns. You can also see that here's all the different print partners. So you have the MyDesigns fulfillments, and just to refresh you, they have Guten, they have MyDesigns as a fulfillment partner, they have SwiftPod, and they have Printful as their print partners as well. But you go over to the Printify tab, and now you have all of the Printify partners for this product. So what does that look like to switch? If I do the drop down here, you're going to get the whole list of everything available for a Gildan 6400. You don't want to scroll through all of that. So just start typing in your color. You don't even have to put the whole thing in there. And you will start to bring up now just the natural color. I want to see all the print partners that carry the natural color that I can fulfill this with. And again, I'm going to say that this is in Great Britain, so I want one of the European print fulfillment partners. You can see that I can get a medium natural from Shirt Monkey from Printify, the Print Bar, which is in Australia. I can use Printify Choice, Haven't started using that much yet for international fulfillment, but I do think they are well on their way to making it even easier for us, and we can use this more readily to be able to fill products and just let them choose what is the closest and best option for fulfillment. But I'm not quite there in doing that yet. We have Print Cleaver, which is in the UK, Fulfill Engine, SwiftPod. You can see here's all of the print partners that I was referring to earlier. You will also see what is my cost for this print partner. Now, I do have the Printify premium plan, so you do see my discounted price, but you can also now compare because maybe I have two European print providers and one of them is a little better pricing than the other. I have that right at my hands. I can easily look at that as well. I tend to use Shirt Monkey a lot for my UK fulfillment. So let me just pick one of those. So again, I have a natural medium. Here's my natural medium with Printify Shirt Monkey. I'm going to select that and hit change. You'll instantly see that this template has been updated. What you have going on here is that all of your print partners tend to have a different print size parameter. So some fulfill 4200 by 4800, some do like 5000 by 4800, some only do 3600 by 4800. So they all have kind of different print file settings. So you're going to need to go in there and check your print files to make sure your placement and your position is still correct. So quick and easy again, go here to replace print file. It's going to bring up your canvas mode here. You're going to see your print. Now notice you see at the top here, this is Printify Shirt Monkey that's doing this fulfillment. And their print layout is 4500 by 5100 pixels. So what does that mean to my design? My original print file, I only wanted 3300 pixels width, but it will move and adjust when you go to these different print partners. So it may be a little larger than you like or a little smaller than you like. So it's a good practice to just go in here, take a look, make sure everything looks good, and set it to the final position. Now, because of this, I do have all of my orders set to manual. I don't automatically fulfill them. I know that would probably make my life a little simpler, but I still like to take a last look, see where my files are, see where the position is, make sure the colors look correct, and make sure they're good. It also saves me a little bit in the front end because I don't have to worry about all the different file sizes for the different print partners. So I'd rather just spend a little bit of time during the order fulfillment, make sure everything's good to go, and then submit those orders. How you handle that is up to you. I'm just showing you the process for what makes my life easier. Let's take a closer look at this. I'm going to admit right up front, I do struggle with what size should I make my graphic. I look at all kinds of tutorials and videos and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm still not really always sure. But what I finally settled on is that in general, a good front t-shirt graphic, typically based on like a large size, the print partners will kind of scale up or down for the different sizes. But basically a 10 to 12 inch, that's what you're going to see a lot when you Google what's the best placement of your graphic. So 10 to 12 inches. If you notice, we're talking pixels here a lot. So this is one of my little bit of gripes is that I really would like to know how many inches my print file is. I know you can see that in Printify. I have asked if MyDesigns would add that. Hopefully they'll do that soon in the future for us. But it does show you your pixels. So it's not that hard to translate. If I'm doing 3000 pixels per square inch PPI, then I know that 3300 is 11 inches. There's calculators all over out there. You can just do pixels to inches conversion. Just make sure you're putting in the 300 PPI so that you know that you're doing the same ratio there. So I do know that in general, it's going to be from 3000 to 3600. That's going to be 10 to 12 inches. And that's what I go by. Tend to stay around the 11 inch, just split it down the middle and hope that my placements are in good position for it. So how do I know what size this is? If you go up here, if you click on your graphic, see if you notice, if I click off of it, I don't see anything. When I click on my graphic though, I can go to position. And in the position, I see the size down here. And again, you're going to see the pixels, not the inches. This is where I'm hoping at some point they put an inch in here so it makes it a little bit easier to see. Of course, you can change and do a lot of things to your graphic. And right now, I'm just going to look at the size. So notice here, let me make that a little bit bigger. I have a little space in my graphic. Keep in mind, the measurement right now is this entire graphic from this edge to this edge. That's 4000 pixels right now, but I really need to know, well, how big is my image itself? So pretty easy. What I'll do a lot of times is just kind of bring in my edges a little bit. It's a real kind of easy, quick crop tool. Sometimes I'll do that with the top, and this all just depends on how I set my graphic up in the beginning when I first published it. I'll go in and set the top and the sides. Now I can see for sure how wide is my actual graphic. If you look right now, it's 3,800. So that's a little over 12 inches. Maybe that's a little bit too much on the bigger side. So let's just take that down to about 3,300. I'm never always exact. I'm just in that range of things. Now, quick and easy. Now I know that this is 3,300. I can go to center and I can go to top, bring it back up there where it belongs. And now my graphic is placed appropriately for a print on a shirt monkey shirt, which is a 4,500 by 5,100 pixels, which is really large screen. So if you like your graphics bigger, research what is the best placement for graphics. But in general, mine are just regular graphics. They're not the extra big, the large streetwear type of styles and things like that. So I go with about the 10 to 12 inches, depending on what type of graphic I'm putting out there. This one I'm going to say then is going to be about 11 inches, about 3,300 pixels, got the placement good to go. While I'm in here, let me give you one quick tip though. If you are doing a white graphic and this gets to be very hard to see, go down here to your activate background. Just click on it real quick. Click off the I button so that you can see the background. Now, if you have a white graphic, you turn on the white background. Of course, you're still not going to see that. Just change your color. Click on your color, change it to gray or something. Now I can easily see my white graphic. So if I need to make those adjustments that are precise in here, I can easily do that now with this background activated. Just make sure that you turn that background back off before you overwrite, because it will stay with the design if you don't do that, which is usually pretty obvious if you do that by mistake. And I've done that a few times myself. Okay, so now I have my graphic selected. I have the right size. Now I can hit overwrite, and that error message is going to go away because now it has been adjusted to the template itself. And it takes it just a minute to bring up your mockup to see if you have your placement right and that you're good to go. Now, notice while it's spinning that you did have prices and numbering down here before that did the adjustment, because originally it's based on the MyDesigns pricing, which is again the original print partner that I had set up for this design. But now that I changed it to Shirt Monkey, it's going down here to 0,000. And what it's telling you is that MyDesigns is not billing you for this. We're not charging you anything for this fulfillment. That's going to happen in Printify. So I just wanted to point that out so that you know these numbers are now coming from Printify as being your fulfillment partner. So you've got your design up here now. The mockup came up. This is one of the basic mockups that come with MyDesigns. If you want to open that, make sure the placement looks good. Yeah, that's not too big, not too small. Everything's looking good right there. And then at that stage, all you have to do is hit approve the order. This is not actually a real order, so I'm not going to hit approve. But if you did hit approve, then it's going to go to submit it, and it's going to say free of charge. Let me see if I have one of those on my screen now, and I'll show you what that looks like. Yeah, see here, this order is free of charge. That doesn't mean you're getting it for free. That would be really nice. The cost of goods sold would be much better margins if that was the case. It just means MyDesigns is not fulfilling this for you. That will still happen over in Printify. We've done all the work on MyDesigns. That's all you had to do. I know that seemed like it took a long time, but honestly, when I'm going through here, I can do that in just a matter of seconds, which is so much faster when I used to have to go over and do the complete fulfillment in Printify. So let's jump over to Printify now and see what that looks like over there. By the way, while you're in Printify, if you need to see where these print partners' locations are, just bring up the product in Printify, and you'll see that Duplium is in Canada, Shirt Monkey is in the United Kingdom. Now, I kind of have most of those somewhat memorized, but I am hoping they actually put the location over in MyDesigns soon as well, just because you don't inadvertently pick an Australian print partner for somebody that's in Canada. That would be a long shipping, and it would cost you a lot more to ship it. Hopefully that will be coming soon as well. Now, if I jump over into Printify and I go over to my orders, you're going to see that the order now comes over here in an on hold status. So it actually hasn't been submitted yet. Now, this may also depend on your settings in Printify. Are you doing manual submissions? Are you doing once a day submissions? Are you doing automatic submissions? You know, it depends on how you have that set up. Mine, again, I kind of like manual, but I think I have mine set up to automatically submit at midnight, so I can make any changes up until that time if I need to. I know I'm probably a little bit of a control freak when it comes to the actual fulfillment of orders. So again, that's just my style. That's just the way I like to fulfill my orders. So you're going to see that it comes over here and it's on hold. So you can simply hit submit order at this stage and you're good to go. You're all done with everything. Or you have the ability to make any changes. If you got over here and you're like, oh man, that is not the right print, or maybe I needed to add a different design, or maybe I needed to duplicate or add another product to it. Sometimes customers will accidentally submit two different orders and you want to save on shipping, so you'll just combine those two orders. You can make changes still here. You can go in and edit the order, cancel the order, duplicate it, just like you did before in Printify. All of that is good to go. You just hit your submit and you are done. Now, the integration will actually do all of the updating still when it's fulfilled and add the tracking and everything to either Shopify or to Etsy, depending on, which platform you're using. Again, even though it's being fulfilled in Printify, that should be coming back over so that your fulfillment is done and your tracking is done and everything becomes much more automated. I think that's it. That's a quick overview of, how do I now fill my orders? When I first publish any of my products, I can just choose one print partner. Let's say that I choose Printify SwiftPod for all of my publishing of my 6400s because they have the most colors and most options and the best price. But I need to fulfill internationally. It's really pretty easy to just go in there and change my print partner, submit it, and go. I know that took me a few minutes, but trust me, it really is pretty quick when you're going through it on a daily basis too. So I think that's all I have for you. I am going to keep an eye on how this integration is going. It is still in beta mode, so they are still having some changes and corrections. And I'll just say again that Curtis Blackmore is really good about listening to us and getting our feedback. I try to do my best to submit improvements or bugs in the correct pathway in MyDesigns to, get that bug looked at. And they're really receptive about making changes and getting that fixed pretty quick. Even within like the 2 or 3 weeks this has been active, they've already made a lot of changes to it. It is still in beta, so a few more bugs still kind of happening, but improvements every day and more products coming over to MyDesigns for us to be able to use. It started off originally just with a like for like. So if they were already doing it in MyDesigns, now we have the print partners for those products, but they are adding products every week. Very soon we'll have the full complement of all products available in Printify for us to use. Exciting news. I'm really happy about this integration. Can't wait to see where MyDesigns keeps going. And if you have any questions or comments, leave a note down below and I'll see if I can answer it for you. Or if you're looking for any specific tutorials about MyDesigns, let me know that too and I'll see what I can do. Thanks and have a great day.